Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Hannah, and today's video I'm going to be canning up some pizza sauce. So I use the Mrs. Wages pizza sauce like seasoning packets, and all you do is take some either canned tomatoes or fresh tomatoes, which I'm doing fresh. I had them frozen in the freezer from last year's garden, and just some that I found really cheap on sale over the winter at the grocery store. And once I pulled those out of the freezer, I ran them under hot water, and that peel on those tomatoes just fell off. I mean, it was so easy. And then they were still a little frozen, so I put a little water in the bottom of that stock pot so it wouldn't burn on the bottom, and got them warmed up on the stove so they could thaw out. And then brought them over here to my, I believe it's called a Johnny applesauce thing. I don't remember for sure the name, but I can link it. I got it for Christmas from my in-laws, and they purchased it off Amazon, I'm pretty sure, but they do sell them on Amazon, I know, so I'll link it down in the description. But I started just ladling these into that food mill and turning the crank, and it was taking all the peel, or not peels because the peels already come off, but all the seeds and the core and all that from the tomatoes, and pushing it out of one end into this little baking dish, and then the other end you can see all the juice and stuff goes on that in that baking dish, and it just hooks on my counter. I love this thing. I used it for applesauce. I did not film the applesauce when I done it because I'd never used that thing before or made applesauce. So I just kind of did it off camera for that. But now that I know how that thing works, I decided I'd show you how to do pizza sauce. And this is actually my first time ever doing pizza sauce. This pizza sauce actually turned out really, really well. One thing is my tomatoes. I don't know if it was because they were frozen, but the sauce turned out kind of really liquidy. So I don't know if it's from where the tomatoes were frozen or what, but the sauce turned out to taste really well though. And these Mrs. Wages packets that I use are so simple to use, and I canned a few things, but I am not an expert by no means, and I've not ever used a pressure canner or anything. I've just water bathed. So I stick to all the foods, like high acidic foods, that can be water bath, because that's the simplest thing to can right now until I can figure out the pressure canner. But those Mrs. Wages packets are so simple to use. Literally, for the pizza sauce, you needed a packet, so many tomatoes or cans of tomatoes. It'll tell you on the packet, and then some sugar, in which, obviously it tells you how much sugar you need and all that. And it's just so simple. I do have packets for pickles this year of the Mrs. Wages, so I will be using those and testing those out and see how well the taste of those turn out, because usually for pickles I just go buy a different recipe and do it myself and not use one of those packets. But this year I'm going to use a packet and see how well that turns out, and then of course I will film it and let you guys know how they taste. So if you are wanting to get into canning and don't want to go by all those other recipes you find or anything, you want something super simple, straight to the point, grab you some Mrs. Wages seasoning packet, canning packet things, and you will thank yourself. I'm I know they sell some at Walmart. I know they sell the salsa ones at Walmart. I don't know about the pickle ones or the pizza sauce ones. I'm not sure. I actually purchased my pizza sauce packet things off Amazon, and it came in a pack of 6. So yeah, if you can't find them at Walmart, look at some Amish stores. I know I've seen them in the Amish stores I go to, and also check out Amazon. That's where I do a lot of bulk shopping, is Amazon and the Amish. There's a few things in bulk I'll buy at Walmart, but my Walmart just doesn't sell really any big bulk items. So my main source for stuff like that is Amazon and the Amish. And of course, if you got like a Sam's Club or something like that near you that you go to, then that's a good source for bulk items as well. Now that I've got those jars filled up, this made 5 pints. One packet will make 5 pints of pizza sauce. I'm just gonna take a wet rag and wipe all the rims off and the outside of the jars, because I did spill a little pizza sauce on the outside. And then put my lids and rings on that just got washed. And then I will be getting these in the canner. So since I only had 5 pints to put in this canner of the pizza sauce, I'm taking some jars and fill them up with water just to take up the extra space that's in the canner left. That way, as my jars are in that water boiling and stuff, they're not rattling around and causing them to hit against each other and possibly break one. I've had that happen before, and it sucks. So I do that. I just fill them up with water, put some weight in them, that way that can take up some room in that jar or in that canner. That way they're not rattling around. But I put a little bit of vinegar in there just to help with like having no like film like stuff on my jars. I know people with hot or hard water, I think, can get that on their jars while they're canning. I don't have a problem with hard water, but I always just throw a little bit of vinegar in anyways, just to be safe. But my jars got done. I took them off of the burner and left the lid on it and let them sit for a bit to cool off just a little bit, and then pull the lid off and let them sit a little bit longer to cool off a little bit more. And now I am going to maul out of the canner and setting them on a kitchen towel. And they're going to sit there for 24 hours so that they can completely cool down to room temperature and seal up. That's the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.